Got a Schulte.
Okay, it's 9:30. We'll call the county meeting to order, and we'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. If the clerk could take the roll, please.
Commissioner Look.
Here.
Commissioner Brastad.
Here.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Here.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Here.
Commissioner West. Here. Commissioner Gamache.
Here.
Commissioner Schulte.
Here.
First item is tax claims and abatement. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It was moved by Commissioner Brastad, second by Commissioner Look. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Brastad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Motion carries. Then we have review of checks issued from Finance and Central Services and from Human Services. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Next is the approval of minutes from our December 13th county board meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Gamache. Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Under Chair's remarks, just have, I guess, a couple of brief items. First, Alex Guggenberger was sworn in earlier this morning as our county assessor, so want to congratulate him on that. And we're very thrilled to have him in that position. And then also just wanted to thank our county highway department. Last night was a very icy roads, freezing rain, and they were out there, I think they started at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon treating bridges and then went to the roads. And, they were working all day and really around the clock. So really want to thank them for the great work that they did in making sure that the traveling public could be as safe as possible in those treacherous conditions. So we'll move directly into committee reports. We have the Management Committee report. Commissioner West.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On the regular agenda, it's just informational, but there's an additional agenda, and that is to consider approving contract C0005507. It's an employment agreement with Brad Thiel and an appointment for services as Economic Assistant Director.
And is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Oh, it's a roll call vote.
Commissioner
Roll call
Kordiak.
vote.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brastad.
Aye.
Motion carries. Congratulations, Brad. Would you want to come up and maybe say a few words, introduce yourself so people can see who you are for those who don't already know you?
Good morning.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam Chair and Commissioners. I am Brad Thiel. I'm very excited for this new opportunity, and thank you very much for your confidence in me. I've been in public service for a little over 21 years now, all in the Child Support Department, and I've had many great mentors and supervisors over the years that have given me opportunity to expand my knowledge and skill set, and I think they prepared me for this opportunity, and I'm, again, very grateful and thankful for this opportunity. So, again, just thank you very much.
Thank you. And for those of you who don't know, Brad was actually involved in the very first Lean Kaizen project that we did in Anoka County.
Yes.
And that was kind of our first go at trying something like that, and appreciate the great work that he did with that. So I know that he will continue to bring that work throughout the department as well.
Yes, indeed, Madam Chair.
All right. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Madam Chair, that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Now we will move on to Intergovernmental Committee report. Commissioner Brastad.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The IG Committee met on December 15th. We have 4 action items. all which are under the medical examiner's office. The first is contract C0004159 with Avalon for the transportation of deceased bodies for the medical examiner's office at a rate of $95,000. The second is contract C0005475 with Wadena County at a rate of $2,000 per case with monthly administrative fees. The third is contract C0005485 with Otter Tail County at a rate of $2,000 per case with monthly administrative fees. And with that contract, it's interesting, that is our 22nd county that we are the named medical examiner for.
Wow.
And the fourth is contract C0005491 with Cook County at a rate of $2,000 per case. Cook County will retain their local coroner and provide their own transportation.
Okay, is there a motion to approve items 1A through D? Is
So moved.
there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Yeah, I appreciate the great work, Gary Alberts and the whole crew at the medical examiner's office. That's incredible, to be up to that many counties. It's a lot of hard work and effort to make that happen.
It's really a great collaboration with the various counties, and we've expanded into Wisconsin, and it's just bringing the cost down for everyone involved. So it's just a great model.
All right, roll call vote?
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And that concludes my report.
Great, thank you. Now we'll move on to internal audit committee report. Commissioner Kordiak.
Thank you, Commissioner, Madam Chair. Our discussion today, at the last time we met, really focused on the preparation for this upcoming year's audit. We talked to the state auditor and his assistant. I talked about the process, talked about the steps that we have to deal with, that we spent some time with them, and it's always an engaging discussion. The meetings, although we meet only about 4 times a year, are always interesting. We also spent some time talking about the investments that Anoka County makes, where it has them, how it does it, and some of that financial processes, which is so important to Anoka County. The other items were more for informational purposes as we set up for the coming year, and all of them are there for your information purposes, which include my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Kordiak. Now we'll move on to Property Records and Taxation Committee Chair report.
I will ask Pamela Blah to join us if we would. There are only a couple action items. One of them is the house in Columbia Heights. We find it to be a deteriorating structure that has no great value. Our biggest concern was the chimney was going to fall on top of somebody, but that hasn't happened yet. Columbia Heights hasn't expressed an interest in acquiring that property for rehab purposes, and we're interested in transferring that property to them. That really is the action I think that is before us today. How would you quantify that in terms of our next step, Pam?
Good morning, Commissioners. Madam Chair, Pamela Blanc, Director of Property Records and Taxation. The first item is an application by governmental subdivision. This is a property that recently forfeited last July. It is in Columbia Heights. It's in need of probably demolition and rehabilitation. The city is interested in acquiring it for market value for $50,000. There is an application by governmental subdivision as well as a resolution that should be included with your packet that would need to be acted upon.
Okay, and that's the resolution 2017 PRT01.
Can I offer?
So there's an offer of the resolution. Further discussion?
You know, I can't help but comment, Madam Chair, and I'm not quite that old, but this is an example of an old house that, like back in the years ago, there were so many houses in Columbia Heights and other communities that had little stores every 5 blocks. Little people built stores in the front of their house, lived in back, and this is one example that even I remember back in the day of interesting old properties that kind of historic interest, I guess. The house doesn't have any great value, but it had some historic interest in the community, I guess. Otherwise, I have no other comment.
All right. So all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries, and then we'll take an action on item 1A as well, actually the approval of the land transaction piece of it. Their motion to approve.
Vote.
There's a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Okay,
And Madam Chair, the last one, the second one is regarding the flyover of Anoka County. We are merging with other counties, metropolitan area. We find it important that we keep our data and our records current. We do this every several years. I think it's 3 years.
Every 3 years
3
is
years now.
our typically.
And so I think it's time to do that again. We do set money aside to help prepare for that expense, which you see the price tag listed here. But we think it's time to do the pictometry again and merge with our fellow counties and fly the county and set ourselves up again for another 10 years. I'll move it.
is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye. Motion carries.
And Madam Chair, the rest is for information purposes only, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Kordiak. Now we'll move on to Public Safety Committee Chair Report. Commissioner Brassad.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would recommend the county adopt Resolution 2017-PS01 relating to county participation in narcotics and violent crime control program and authorizing the signatories and approval for contract C0005489, the Violent Crime Enforcement Team's 2017 grant agreement between the Minnesota Department of Public Safety and the Anoka County Sheriff's Office.
Okay, so an offer of the resolution's been made then by Commissioner Brassad. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Motion carries. And then the next item?
I would recommend approval and execution of contract C0005504, joint and cooperative agreement for the formation and administration of the Anoka Hennepin Narcotics and Violent Crimes Task Force.
I'll move it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify, oops, that's a roll call vote as well, sorry.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And that concludes my report.
All right. Thank you, and wish everyone a very happy new year and look forward to a wonderful 2017.
Madam Chair, could I just interrupt just for a second? We didn't have a transportation report, obviously, on this board agenda, but there is one item that I wanted to bring to everyone's attention, particularly Commissioner Gamache. Foley Boulevard is under reconstruction by Anoka County. It's a county road. It was a 2-year process that started late this fall. It actually started early in the summer with utility work, and the city was doing some work as well. The plan was to keep traffic on this route during construction. We moved the traffic over to the shoulder, paved a little bit on the outside of that. To make a long story short, that blew up. The weather didn't cooperate, water got underneath and exploded the shoulder. It was a minefield. It was horrific driving through there. I'm sure Commissioner Gamache got as many complaints as I did. The county did take actions, and then we brought in 75 tons of cold mix. The hot asphalt plants were shut down, so we couldn't bring in real good, strong asphalt. But we rolled in, it's actually a new process to me, rolling cold mix, but we did that, smoothed out the road. We have now closed that road to through traffic. Foley Boulevard is now closed except for local traffic and business use only for the area. The detour route is simple. It's Egret to University to Northdale. It's 1 block out of your way. So I urge citizens in that area, if you don't live there or you're not using those businesses, try not to use Foley Boulevard in that area. It's the only way that cold mix will last the season. We need to get it through the season. As soon as the thaw is out, the ground thaws out, we'll be back in there and we'll get that road back in travelable condition, and it'll be open to through traffic at that point. But for now, if you would mind the road closed signs and follow the detour, we'd greatly appreciate that. if you get calls, tell people we're monitoring it closely. We're out there every day making sure things are under control. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Schulte, for the update on that situation. Certainly, I don't think anyone expected that we would get thunderstorms and tons of rain that, like you said, totally blew that up. Not normal weather for this time of year, for sure.
Just a comment, and I want to thank Commissioner Schulte for that and the Highway Department for their fast, they jumped right on it once the problem was happening, and they've done a great job. And it just, to the public, remember that if you don't live in that area, and you have really no reason, you're just cutting through to get to Highway 10, try to find a different way to get through for the next 3 months until spring comes again, and then we can get working on it. But it's just something that you have to do sometimes during road construction. So please heed the signs. It's going to help everybody that lives in that area that really struggles with getting in and out to get in and out. So we'd appreciate your help on that.
Madam Chair, if I could just delineate this detour so everybody understands which stretch of Foley. It's really from Egret Boulevard going north to Northdale Boulevard. It's a probably 6 or 7 block stretch. And their University Avenue runs 1 block to the east, brand new, just redone, perfect route. And again, Northdale's a good road. Egret's brand new, finished 2 or 3 years ago. All those roads are capable of handling the traffic. So it's a detour approved by the city of Coon Rapids. And it's really just that stretch. If you can avoid that, that would be beneficial to the residents who live there and the businesses attempting to operate under these tough conditions.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate the update. And with that, meeting is adjourned.